Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear and I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Bear Cave Lego site emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. Oh, my mouse is missing. There it is. There it is. Great. Yes, I am ready for some gunplay, Harold. Also, hi, Harold. Yeah, so if you're a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not currently a subscriber, you can reply with other people's emotes, or you could cheer 15 bits, I guess, like Harold did. Cha-ching! Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank you for those bits, Harold. Appreciate it very much. And welcome, everybody, to the old Build With Baer workshop where we're building stuff. Ironhide the Fort says, what is a spider's dream job in IT? Web development. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, and welcome. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, we're working on the Zeong Real Grade, which is a fantastic real grade, a 2020 product that I've been working on here. And we'll get into that when the time comes. But yeah, I'm excited to continue to work on that kit. And of course, hang out with all of you, talk about things that are coming up that we want to chat about. Of course, we'll talk about some anime. We'll talk about some manga. Although I guess I should. I don't think I'm going to change this to the manhwa corner, but like I talk more about South Korean comics than I do Japanese comics these days, just because that's what I've been reading a lot of. But we'll talk about two that have similar, like kind of similar plots, but definitely different executions, which has been interesting. Um, and yeah, we'll chat about a bunch of things. We'll see what y'all in chat want to talk about, and figure it out. As you can see, well, currently at 47 out of 50 subscribers. Would love to get to 50. If we get to 50, nothing happens except I stop bringing it up. That's it. Having 47 subscribers is fantastic. Do not get me wrong. I am grateful for it, and I am thankful for your continued support. But I do like to hit 50. It's nice to have a milestone. It's nice to have something to work towards. So if we could get to 50, that would be great. If we don't get to 50, I'll live. Well, yeah, I'll bring it up. You can see behind me, I do have the box for the old Zeong right there, as well as just a model kit. I just have the crimson recoloring of the Goof custom because the Goof rules, and I wanted to have one model kit just hanging out. That's my set. I could probably do Mark probably hang something behind me, but I haven't. If this was, well, I want to say if I was doing this in this room for longer, but the truth is I am doing this until the first week of March. So it is going to be a while. I was thinking I might put up some kind of material, like find something to put up over the curtains, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I got to figure out if I can push. I don't think I can, but I'm like, can I push the stand back a little bit? Because I feel like I'm way too close to my monitors. I'm looking right now at the third one. You can see me look up. I got a third monitor up there now. But I have three monitors, and it's a lot. And I feel like I'm getting a lot of light coming from the monitors, and way more than from the lamps that I have near me. And I'm like, that's not probably great. Anyway, hello, Lord Crashington. Welcome. Happy to have you here. And welcome to everybody. Even if you're not currently chatting, if you haven't said hi yet in the chat, you're just here. That's cool. Also, Aristofan, I didn't say hi to you. I'm sorry, Aristofan. I got sidetracked because the joke came in right after you threw the emotes in. Welcome, Aristofan. Happy to have you here as well. All right, I'm going to reply to my tweet. I'm trying out some stuff. We'll talk about that right as we start off. This is like boring bullshit. But let's see. Let's go to the overhead. Move my mouse out of the way. You can see there's the Zeong. We're just going to put that right there, and we'll work on that. Yeah. There we go. That's what I want. So I can work and you can see, and it's not, the camera isn't going to hit a belly over here. It's right over here. But hmm. What happened here? This shouldn't be here. You should not see this. I have done my best so that we don't get that'll help us out. Let's just try that. I've done my best so that we don't have annoying shadows everywhere. I've tried to balance the light, but apparently I did not do as good a job as I had originally imagined, because I do have this shadow right here, and I don't want it. I don't want that shadow. Whatever, we're gonna deal with it. It's gonna be okay. I cause create shadows no matter what. Um, no, that's not gonna be it. I don't know. I've done my best, but apparently I need to. Apparently I need to keep working on it because it's not exactly how I'd want it. Yes, I am indeed partially in the shadow realm. I'm like vacationing in the shadow realm. I'm not there permanently. Anyway, so I tried a thing that I think is gonna work, maybe for a little while here. Simple thing. Um, there's always a debate on whether or not shit is real. That if there actually exists the kind of like thing in Twitter where maybe you're not actually reaching everyone possible if you are tweeting out links to things. There is this belief that you're not getting the same kind of thing. Now that could be true, especially for people that don't do like latest tweets, that do like the home button where they're only getting some of their tweets. It might be that those people aren't actually seeing all of the tweets that they should be seeing. It's also possible that you don't get them because people are not interested in those tweets, don't want to click on links. So I am experimenting. I do know that, and hey, if you're one of the people that's doing this, that's okay. But I do know that there are at least some people out there who have turned off retweets for me, because you can do that on a per person basis where they don't see any of my retweets. They only see like my quote tweets, and or they don't even see that. They only see my like actual tweets. So I'm experimenting right now with let's see, how does this go here? I'm experimenting a bit with just tweeting out like a photo and saying the name of it, and then maybe like replying with the actual address. And I'm gonna give that a go because I would like more people to see information about what I'm doing here. And it might just be that some people are just like, yeah, I see that all the time, but I don't want to watch you build model kits, and that's okay. But I would like more people to see what I'm doing here. So I'm giving that an experiment. Also, it means that I can just schedule a bunch of tweets and then not think about it, and they just come out when I want them to, instead of sending out a tweet at noon and then setting up retweets for the day. I just do them all at once, and that could be convenient for me. We'll see. I don't know. I have also been experimenting for a while now, as you may know, on Twitter, with including a photo of myself, either with the kit or like if it's a new kit build that I haven't started yet, like the instruction book, but just something to be like, hey, here's like a photo of me, like doing my thing, as a way to entice people to maybe check out what I'm up to. And I don't know if that's going to be effective, but it doesn't take it much time. It doesn't hurt anything, and maybe it'll like somebody will see like the kit I'm currently working on and be intrigued, because we do have people here who are newish. We haven't had like an influx of new friends lately, and I'm certainly always welcome those folks, but I also would like to also be welcoming to people that haven't been here in a while. Like, what if Asmo came by? Be great. What if Epic Open World came by? That would be great too. What about I don't know, Christian? What if Christian came in and wanted to talk about anime? That would be cool too. Like, yeah, what if we got some of our Mr. Bob comes in on occasion? What if Mr. Bob showed up tonight? That would be awesome. But being welcoming for people that haven't been here in a bit. Who knows? Also, always welcome new people that come in, either through raids or because they came in, they've been searching and they saw me in the Makers and Crafting and saw that I'm building the Zeong, and they're like, ooh, the Zeong. I'm not somebody that chases. Like the High New that's a kit that like came out and I got it exactly when it came out, and it happened to win the poll, and so I started building it like exactly when it came out. That's incredibly rare for me. That is not a thing that I do normally. So I know we got a few eyes on that because it was the new hotness, right? I rarely purchase things that are new hotness. This is a year old. That's pretty good for me. I'm often building. Yes, I'm building those the new kits, the Gundam Breaker Battlelog kits, but those are new, but they're also like kits from 2016 or 2010 with like a fresh coat of paint. So they're not necessarily like the new hotness that everybody's after. Um, and like I said, I'm not necessarily thinking that that is going to be like, you know, okay, so what are we doing here? We're going to do one side and then are we doing the other? No, we're just doing one side. Okay. All right. Some eye. We got some of this dark green. It's like deep green. Lovely. Lovely looking color. We'll panel line this when it's done. There won't be a lot to panel line. It might have made sense to do these before, but we can still get in there with a marker, and we're not going to get all of the little ridges. Probably can't even see that there's some ridges in there, but I'll get some fine detailing with that. But we'll get some of this. But yeah, once we're like done, we'll do it all there because this is a big thing. This is going to take us a while to do anyway. But like I was saying, I'm not like I'm not the bleeding edge or the cutting edge of model kit stuff. I don't chase that. But it is nice when people come in to see what I'm up to, see what I'm doing, and we welcome friends that we haven't seen in a while. We're never like, where have you been? What are you doing? We're always like, glad to have you here, because I am. There are a couple folks here. Like, I think it's fun that Nathan Explosion is just interested in my reviews of the current the ending anime season and my previews of the next anime season. Like, that's when we see Nathan. We see Nathan at any Pat Bear's Anime Club recording on a Wednesday, specifically that one. The previews there. May not show up for February 9th when I talk about who won in the anime awards as a stream. Might not even show up for that one. Who knows? Because that's not necessarily the thing that Nathan's interested in. Like, I like that. I think that's fun. Like, there are a few people that we see mostly for my gaming streams. They come in, like I said, on Wednesdays, and they like the gaming streams. Like, I think that's totally cool and weird, but fun. Like, and there are some of you folks that you're here for the model kit building specifically. When I'm doing Lego, you might take the couple streams off. And I think that's fine. That's totally okay. That is, of course, your choice. Let's see. So that goes like that. What's out here? Is that this? And then there's some folks that like, you're just here for whatever. You're here for the conversation and hanging out. You really don't actually. It's interesting sometimes, but you're not a Gundam person. You're not a model kit builder. You're here because the community is nice and I talk about stuff that maybe you're interested in, or it's just like, you like what I do and you want to support me, so you come hang out, which is rad. All that stuff is rad. Whatever brings you here, I am happy to have you here. And I hope that I can facilitate a cool environment where you feel comfortable. Because that is the goal is to make a nice little space of model kit building and hanging out. And we get people to come in and they ask questions, which is rad. I love talking about model kit building and and people that are trying to get into the hobby or are lapsed and trying to get back into it. Love talking about it. Love talking about that stuff. I enjoy it. We've had we've had some good numbers, but it has been a little light. January has been a little short, and that happens. But I would like to, if I can, build up a bit more of an audience here because I very much enjoy all of this. So if I can, if I can continue to do this and have people watch, that's great. I've never stopped streaming just because we didn't have the people there. If there's only 4 or 5 people watching, I'm still going to do what I do and build a model kit and have fun and hang out. But it is nice to have people. That when the numbers go up, it's good. It's nice to see the numbers. Same thing with subscribers. Same thing with viewers. It's never stopped me before, but it is, I will say that there have been times where like we do like a Jackbox stream, and it's like we don't have enough people for Jackbox. I think there was one stream. This was probably a couple of years ago, where I just went and played like Hearthstone for a while to see if more people would come because we didn't have enough for like to play. And it's like, well, I'm not gonna stand around here and not do anything. Uh, and then eventually we did have enough people that it made sense. So I was like, okay, well now we got enough people. All right, so H2 and then H1. So H1 is on the bottom. We're building right now. Yeah. Looks like right now we are working on the rockets, which are like like the booster rockets, which are like in place of the legs, because this kit doesn't have legs. It has big rockets because it's a wonderful weird thing. So H1 will go there. That'll go on like that, and then another thing will go on top, which is 2. And I got to make sure I put this on right because these things have to clip in. So we'll get that together. We're just going to slowly build all of this cool shit for our rockets. But yeah, I'm always hoping more people want to come and hang out. I'm hoping this Wednesday we get some friends to join us. If you're unaware of what's happening on Wednesday, I am doing Prepare with Bear. It will be a cooking stream. This will be my 3rd ever cooking stream. And as I said, that'll take place this Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be in the kitchen. I will be running off my laptop. So I will have, my laptop monitor and 2 webcams. I'll just take these webcams out. Instead of like taking all this apart, moving it in there, the new monitor stand won't even fit well in that room. So I'm like, well, I can't even do that easily. So I'm just like, all right, well, how can I get this done? Okay, I could get it done by just using my laptop. So we'll be using my laptop for that, which I think will work out just fine. All right, so that doesn't look right. Okay, no, that looks right. All right, so if it goes like that, yes, okay, great. Got that part of the booster done, and then we'll do the same thing with the other one. Okay. And then get this in like this. All right, I think I did this right. I hope I did. Looks good. Great. And now we will attach the top parts here. We'll do that. But yeah, I'm going to be working, in case you're wondering what I'm doing this Wednesday as far as cooking. I'll be preparing sausage balls, and I will have paired with twice baked potatoes. Both of these recipes are 350 degrees, so you can do them at the same time, which is very helpful and convenient. Or the same temperature, you won't have to worry about that. Basically, we'll start getting the sausage balls because those take longer to prep and also longer to cook. We'll put them in. We'll do the twice baked potatoes. Throw those in as well. We might take one out before they might not both be done at the same time, but it'll work out great. Also, when I say the potatoes in second, the potatoes will have already been cooked once before, which I'll do before the stream starts because they do take an hour. Because you basically less than an hour, but basically you bake the whole potato, then you cut it in half, scoop out the stuff, mix it with other things, scoop it back in, and then you just basically reheat it up. And it will be very good. And then also the sausage balls don't take that long to do. None of this takes a super long time to do, which is why I want to make them, because I think it will be fun to make and good. I've never actually made the sausage balls before. I've made the twice baked potatoes plenty of times, but I've never made this sausage ball recipe, so I am interested in finding out how it works out. But it's very similar to the dish that I've had. I got the recipe from the person that made it that I had at a Christmas party, and then I have just slightly modified the recipe a little bit for my own my own liking, I should say. But that should be fun. I have been, if you haven't been checking out my Twitter, I mean, check it out. But I have been doing my best to keep up. Oh, I gotta cut the red wire. So I gotta get the red wire here, and then H7. Let's get H7 out, and then I will find this red wire that I need. Up there, here. Get H7 is this part here. Okay. The red wire is in the box, and the box is, I gotta reach for it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I've been taking photos of my dinner. Basically, one to just have like a project, just like something that I can look back on and look at that thread and go, oh yeah, this was every day. I took a photo of what I made for that dinner, or the first night was what I had purchased and then played it. And I just think that'll be a nice way to kind of pass the time, keep an eye on what I'm doing, and then also I can look at it and go, ooh, I ate that like meatloaf like 2 days in a row. And I say that because I made a meatloaf today and it's my dinner for tomorrow, but I made it today because I had some time. Also, this is a weird thing. So yesterday, I made a homemade barbecue sauce. Okay, so this is going to go. I made a really good barbecue sauce, and I had it with chicken. I made myself a slow cooked some chicken, marinated in my homemade barbecue sauce, and then shredded it, and then had like a pulled chicken sandwich. It was fucking great, and that sauce is very fucking good. Okay, so we gotta basically cut this to the length provided. They give us a little thing there, so we're gonna cut that, and that should be enough to wrap around this red wire. And there's like a spot where you can. Is there a spot where it goes? Well, these all look identical, but whatever. We'll give this a go. There should be enough for two of this. And then, yeah, and there's a little extra. I might have to trim this, but this should wrap around and be fine. Anyway, so I made this really good barbecue sauce, and I was like, but I had already started to defrost dinner for today, or meat for today, because I was going to make a meatloaf today. I was like, I made this good barbecue sauce. And you could put barbecue sauce on meatloaf, but that's not really my thing. That's not like something I do. So instead, I made a meatloaf for tomorrow, and today I just ate. I just took out some pork chops, boneless pork chops, and then poured on that barbecue sauce, and then baked them. With I have a meat thermometer. Don't worry, I have a meat thermometer on the stove to make sure the temperature was good. And then I just had that with like some russet baked potatoes. Here's the actual thing about Wednesday that I'm like debating. So I'm doing food delivery right now for groceries, right? But my parents bought a bunch of stuff before they left, which is very kind of them. The thing is, I only have like russet potatoes, and I'd really prefer Idaho potatoes for Wednesday because the recipe does call for large potatoes, and I have like two large potatoes, but I really need like four. Like I also Idaho potatoes, the skin is better than russet, and I'm like, can I invent things that I actually need to justify getting a delivery on Wednesday so that I get those potatoes? Is that like wasteful? And it's like and then I'm gonna have a bag of Idaho potatoes, and then also a okay amount of rust. I'm gonna do it, and I don't love that. Like, there's other things I could have, right? Like, these are things that would be nice to have, right? Like, I'm gonna need more sharp cheese at some point. I don't really need it on Wednesday, but I will need more sharp cheddar. Uh, I could use some baby spinach because I'm running low on lettuce and spinach. I've got it, but I could use some more. Like, there's things that I could get. So I think I'm talking myself into um, uh, getting Idaho potatoes on Wednesday. Gotta go to the moon for some cheese. And you're right, Lord Crashington. You're not wrong. Okay, so we have a little extra of this. I don't think we're gonna need this, but I'll save it anyway. I throw it in the box. And then we're gonna place these on here. Are we ever going to see these rings? I have no idea. I have no idea if this like ring is ever going to be shown on this kit. I don't think it is, but it's kind of neat that we had to put this wire on there. And this is going to go like this. This is a fun thing where I'm like, I don't know how this attaches. I don't know how any of this works. I'm just going for it. Did I do this right? I don't know. We'll find out. It looks cool. Yes, Glassbrook, you're not wrong. This looks fucking cool. And you know, it's fun to work on stuff like in ways that you don't normally work. So I'm like, okay, we'll do it like this. Great. So we did it. We put the rings on. Again, I think I'm doing this right. I'll find out soon. Anyway, I think I'm gonna order Idaho potatoes because honestly, just the skin on it is better for twice baked potatoes. And I'll just try to get like a small bag because I'm gonna eat them. Like I have French fries. The thing is, French fries keep for a long time, and I'm like, I'll keep an eye on these potatoes. Also, the twice baked potatoes that I'm going to be cooking up, the recipe is for 4 potatoes, which is like 8, calves. So I'm not gonna do the second bake for them for a lot of them. I think I'm just gonna do it for like 1 potato, just to show you. And because the others, before I bake them again, I can freeze them and then just put them in the oven for 15 minutes before I'm ready to eat them. So they'll last for a while because I'll throw them in the freezer because there's sour cream in there. So I don't want to just like keep them in the fridge for too long. But frozen, they'll be good. I'll put them in a Ziploc and freeze them, and that'll be fine. And I'll put them in individual Ziplocs or like 2 at a time, and that'll work out great. Because it's basically just like a loaded potato at that point. But yeah, I'm looking forward to cooking and doing all that. But I've talked myself into wanting to go and actually just get the Idahos, like get them delivered. I don't know what else I would need. I gotta look and see. I got all the ingredients I need for that. Like I said, I could probably use more cheddar cheese. I'm out of. I didn't ask for them, and so I didn't get them. But I like having I have chips around here, but I'm out of dip. Now, will they even have dip at the Kroger? Who knows? Who knows if they're gonna have the good dip that I like? But they might. Okay, so is there a particular way to do this? I think it's a little tough to see how they want this to go, but I think this is how it goes. These two go here, and this goes in the back. I think this is right, but I don't know 100%. But I think this little notch in the middle lines up with these here, and I think this is how this is supposed to go. But we'll find out if I'm doing this wrong or not. Please press here to attach the part. When I'm putting this on, they want me to hold from the bottom so that I don't push this all apart weird. That makes sense. I think it looks like this. Yeah, this goes like this. And then, all right. So I think I am doing this correctly. And we're almost at the part where we're going to shove these in. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We find H5 and so yeah, I'm excited about Wednesday. I think Wednesday's going to be fucking neat. And I hope you'll come hang out because I think it'll be a good time to do some cooking, mixing things up on my my Wednesday stream. Prepare with Baer. Yeah. Speaking of Wednesday, I finished I recorded. One of the things that I recorded, unfortunately, didn't work out yesterday that I did. So I had to re-record it, but I wanted to wait a little while. So, do you remember my ongoing video series where I try my best to remember an article that I read? Unfortunately, one of my recordings did not take, and so I was quickly attempting to fix that problem, and I believe that I have indeed fixed that problem. So that looks good. So I'm all set for that on Wednesday. The one that's coming out this Wednesday, pretty fucking good. I think you'll like it. The one that came out, last Wednesday, also good. I also think you'll If you haven't watched it, you should check it out. Let's see. Okay, so hey, I know for a fact that I have been watching too many videos about people that are converting their cargo haulers into camper vehicles. Um, like toy haulers, that kind of thing. Like, oh, we put the vehicle thing there, and there's also a bed. I know for a fact that I've been watching too many of them because I'm not getting recommended new ones anymore. I'm getting recommended ones I've already watched, and I'm getting recommended ones that are like not about like here's video of like how I'm building this part or how I did this. I'm getting videos of here's a thing to look out for when you're like here's the what I would do differently, and it's just like people like doing like video essays about what they've learned from their experience of working uh on their camper. So I'm getting like that level of video. And that when I got that for van life videos, I knew I had watched too many van life videos. So this is my indication that your friend Pat needs to fucking probably settle the fuck down. E, C, and D. Oh, little E, little C, and little D. I probably need to settle the fuck down when it comes to um, how many goddamn videos I am watching about these like conversions. And it's cool. I like the idea. It's like, oh, this is a tiered we put in the tier portion because it basically the cargo things are like rectangles, and then at the end it goes in there. The algorithm is calling me out, Aristophan. Basically, the algorithm is saying, "Hey, you watch so many of these that all we can do is like give you life lessons now, and not like entertainment. We're out of entertainment in this particular topic. We got nothing more to teach you, so or to show you. So now all we can do is teach you." And it's just like, dang, all right, fine. I'll try to learn more. I'll learn life lessons I get. But yeah, I've stumbled on the end of it. And I like these videos. I like these conversions. Like, I like the idea of having something that you're like, yeah. Because here's the real thing, like van life stuff. Part of getting watching van life videos is you have to learn to be okay with two things. One, the idea that there are people out there who are homeschooling their kids in converted school buses or buses or vans, and you have to be okay with the idea that that exists out there. And I'm not super okay with that myself. But you also have to be okay with the idea that van lifers in particular don't seem to be worried about the coronavirus like at all ever. Because if they were, they would have stopped shooting videos of strangers they're meeting at campgrounds and showing off those builds, because the van life people out there are one of two things, or they're both these things. Hey, check out my van. Hey, check out this other person's van. And these other person's van, it's just like way back when in the year 2020, there was a guy who for almost entire summer and fall put at the beginning of every one of his videos recorded in January 2020. He put up about, because eventually I started catching on, so I went to try to do the math. He put out, I would say, about 15 videos that apparently he had filmed all in January. And it was like, no, dude, you're just meeting with strangers who don't care. And then you're saying that so that you don't get called out on, in their comments of like not being intelligent about this. So you had to kind of use this. Now, the thing is with like cargo conversions is, look, there are people out there who are recording other people doing this shit. But for the most part, the folks that are out there making these videos are just like, there's one guy, I like this one dude. He was just like, hey, I'm working from home right now because of all of this. And I'm going to turn my cargo trailer into an office so that like so that I am not sitting next to my wife while we are doing this all day, every day. Also, me being out here shooting videos of the project I'm doing is apparently she's very excited about that. So he's just basically, this dude is just like, I'm doing this to make everyone's life a little easier. And he goes, also, I'm going to put a bed in here so if we ever do want to travel, just the two of us, we don't have to stay in hotels. And I was like, I like this dude. This dude is great. Um, uh, but yeah, I really appreciate that. Like, yeah, I want to make this an office that I can work out in here. Yeah, I thought that was a fun choice. Um, but yeah, a lot of the people that are doing these cargo conversions are like, we want to like get in our, on our truck, hook up the trailer, and just go somewhere, but also not talk to anybody. And I was just like, that is great. I did watch a van life video the other day, and it was a woman who, uh, like me, was living in New York and then didn't have any work and was like, "Oh, I can't stay in New York." So she took all of her savings and bought a van and converted it and is now just living in her van. Uh, is she living down by the river? No, she is not living down by the river, as far as I know. Didn't look like she was. But she basically, like, also it's her home office because she is an entrepreneur doing like coaching sessions and stuff of various shenanigans. And I was like, that's smart. Do what you got to do. Uh, hers was interesting because she had to have like weight training equipment because she was a burlesque dancer, and so she needed like weights in the back of in her quote unquote garage that she could take out. Uh, and so that she could, because she's like, I can't go to the gym, so I need to work out. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. Anyway, that stuff I think is pretty fun. Um, Also, here's a big thing I learned, folks. Um, if you got any like wood, you can just repurpose. Please repurpose wood. Don't try to go and buy wood because apparently right now wood is fucking really expensive. This is a thing I didn't know because I can't tell you the last time I had to buy lumber. But apparently all wood is precious. Reuse it if you have it, or if you know somebody that is working on some sort of woodworking project and you have like any kind of wood, like offer to give it to them or whatever, or sell it to them if you don't like them as much. Whatever it is. But apparently, wood is a premium product right now, which I did not know. Cut down trees like Arnold in his movies. Yeah, you can also cut down your own trees if you need that wood. But yeah, apparently wood is just at a fucking premium right now, which is something I did not know. So I started watching some videos. All right. Yeah, so this is going to lock in like this. So we are getting some of these rocket booster things here. You can see here's the bottom shot of this. It does look fucking cool as hell. And then we got connectors there. But yeah, these can move around here, and they can move together and independently. And then these are going to like encase over it, I guess. But I'm not quite sure how this goes until I get all the other pieces. But yeah, we're going to build this whole thing because we still got to do the back part of this. And then when that's done, we'll panel line the whole thing at the same time. But right now, we got to work on all of the other rockets that are the back part here. And apparently, these are like, we got to make 5 of these things. That's a lot. So we'll start getting in on that. H out here, this. And we got to make 5 of these things. And I believe I have 6 of them here. So I don't know if the 6th one gets used later, or if they're just like, well, we need 6, but we need 5, we'll just make 6. So we'll just pop all these out. I happen to be in order to celebrate the release. I am wearing a Windjammer shirt. This is the Windjammer shirt that is official licensed shirt that came out to celebrate the reissue of the original. Um, I have not bought Windjammers 2 because I don't have anyone to play locally with, and it seemed like the online was busted. And also, I like the vibes of Windjammers, but not necessarily playing Windjammers. Like, so I don't necessarily think that's a game that I will be purchasing myself. But I do appreciate that the Windjammers 2 coming out is ridiculous, and that's cool as hell. So I do think that's rad that it exists, and it is weird that it exists. And I hope that people are purchasing it and playing it. I hope the online with friends has been figured out. I know the strangers seems to be fine, but if you want to play with people you know, that seemed to be very difficult, which is not ideal. That is not what you want. You want it to be very easy to use. So I haven't been doing that. I'm still playing Hearthstone a bunch. Um, uh, did I reinstall Fallout 4? Because there were some new mods that look cool. Because I check in on the mods every couple weeks. Yes, I did. I did reinstall Fallout 4, loaded up some old mods, loaded up a few new ones. Okay. Well, thank you, Jester of Jumbo Jets, for that. Uh, I don't quite know what that means, but sure. Welcome. Um, don't get the reference, but happy you're here. I'm building model kits, talking about stuff. But yeah, uh, I'm talking about the very modern video game Fallout 4, because I still like the mod scene. The last time I was checking out the game, folks were working on a very big project, which was recreating areas of Fallout New Vegas in Fallout 4, which is still going on and is still a ridiculous project that I am it's so bizarre that it exists, and I think it's cool as hell. But yeah, so I was checking out more of that. I don't know. I got like plenty of like late game saves to just go in, check out some new interior builds and new things that somebody is making things making like quests for replay or making mods for replayability, like uh all of the bugs in Sanctuary are dead, so you don't have to go around and killing a bunch of bugs because it's just boring. Or like, yes, it just auto kills everyone in Corvega, so you don't have to go to the Corvega factory for that one quest that you have to do. It's just like quality of life improvements of just like, yeah, I don't want to do that thing. So one of this early quest that you always have to do, let's just no, you don't have to do that quest anymore. And I was like, yeah, I like that. Uh, Lord Crashington wants me to hit the ska button, so here's the ska button. Hitting that ska button. Yes. Ska button has been hit. Lastberg says, I did buy Windjammers 2 on PS4, even though I have Game Pass. Also, the LRG physical version. Ooh, nice. So you double bought it and you haven't Game Pass. Dang, you really got a lot of Windjammers. And John says you should be able to put Goku in every game with mods. Yes. There are some. Harold, you have a good night. Always happy to have you here. Thank you for the bits earlier, and have a pleasant evening, my friend. Um, yeah, I know that there's a Goku's Gi, I believe the King Kai version, and also the Kame House version are available in mods, so you can dress like Goku in Fallout 4. There's probably a few other mods that I can't remember, but there's a ton of mods. One of the nice things about Fallout 4 is there's a lot of mods so that your power armor looks kind of like Gundams, and that's fun. That's always a good silly time. I got a Zaku 2 armor for my that I rock on occasion. It's good. It looks good. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's a very old game, but there's still people modding it because they can't mod Fallout 4 because that's hacking, or not Fallout 76. So they're still in Fallout 4 doing stuff. Uh, always equipped Zaku 2 armor indeed. I was going to say that before you mentioned it. Speaking of, I don't know if I mentioned here, but Xavier Woods is in Windjammer 2. I mean, that makes sense. Dude has been promoting Windjammers before Windjammers, but he's been promoting Windjammers as a game that people should play before the remake came out, and also before 2 got announced. So him being in it does not seem outside of the realm of possibilities. In fact, if he wasn't part of it, it would be weird. Okay, so all right, so they said make 5 of these, so I made 5 of these. Now we got to do the second part, which I need I and J. Let's get J out first, and then we need 5 of these. J1s, great. I said we got 6 of them. Windjammers. They had a competitive scene arcade I used to frequent. Nice, yeah. Windjammers was very popular in Europe and remained very popular in Europe. These are French developers that worked on this sequel, I believe, because the French scene of it was very competitive for a very long time. But yeah, there's new Windjammers. But yeah, John, the Fallout 4 stuff, the Fallout New Vegas in Fallout 4 mod scene has been very fun and interesting. Like the idea that you can some of them are turning some places into settlements. So classic areas in there. One thing that you can't do is have the audio from New Vegas. So you have to go out of your way to get that audio because by default you won't have it in Nexus mods because that's stuff that you would don't have the rights to because it's not in Fallout 4. If it's in Fallout 4 and you mod it, it's okay. So Nexus mods doesn't have it. Oh, I made an extra one of these, but that's okay. So that's kind of weird because it's just go to this other site if you want the audio that you're not supposed to have, and it's I don't know if I want that. We'll see. I haven't so far, so that is weird. But getting more interest out of the game that I paid for many moons ago. All right, and oops, clean this up. Got to make sure that we're keeping this relatively clean here. Clean up anything, obviously the undergate stuff we want to take care of. But we'll make sure that we're nice and clean here. And again, we won't panel line this until we're done with the whole thing. We could be doing it as we go, but I think we'll just wait till the end and see what we need to do here. So that's 3, and we'll do 2 more. Other stuff going on with me. I don't know. So how are we liking the RG Zeong? So earlier or the end of last year, that's right, yeah, the end of last year, I built the real grade high new, and it was the first real grade I had built in quite some time. It had been a while, and it was fucking fantastic. That high new real grade is great. This is similarly been a very fun build. I've enjoyed it. It always takes me a little while to get used to keeping an eye out for undergating, which you're going to get a lot in real grades. So I am not always, but I am often oh shit, did I remember to look for that? So that does take me a little while to kind of keep my eyes peeled for that. But once I do remember that is a thing that I have to be aware of, it's been fun. It's weird because the Zeong is a weird kit, but so far there hasn't been a part where I'm I don't understand what they want me to do here. So that's always nice because that is the thing that usually bothers me. Well, there's 2 things that bother me about real grades. One is when I'm I don't know what they want me to do here, but I know I'm not doing things right. That's always frustrating. And then the other is some of the very early real grades, like when real grade was new, had an issue where they were flimsy as hell, and that was a fucking bummer. This kit is not. This kit feels pretty solid, despite it having very strange quirks. But overall, I have been liking it so far. Yeah. And it's nice working on a long build, because I don't do that as much as I would like these days. I've been building lately a lot of... Also, it's fun to compare this to, that Blazing Gundam from Gundam Breaker Battlelog that I built the other day, because that is a reissue of a 2010 kit with a few new parts. And so it is very funny to go from building a 2010 high grade to a 2020 real grade. That is just, oh yeah, I guess these are both 144 scale, but they're very different. Yeah, overall, I've been enjoying it. It looks fucking great. I'll pull this back over here so you can see. All the parts we built so far look radical, so that's been nice. It's been nice to work on something that just looks so cool. Oops. Oh, that's where it should go. Oh, I see now. I wasn't lining these up right. Now I can see. Now I get it. Now I know what they want me to do there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Overall, pretty neat. In a couple of minutes, we'll take a pause for the calls. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined, as always. Always doing that. And then we'll talk about some manhwa that I've been reading, and we'll talk about an anime that I'm done watching. As of right now, I had said maybe I gave it 3 episodes. It's just not for me. It happens. Oh, thank you for the follow, Jester of Jumbo Jets. Appreciate that. Thank you for that. Yeah. For folks that are coming through, we always get a few new people every now and again, which is nice. I build model kits on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. I have found for my own personal situation that if I stream for more than that, then I start making very terrible, easy to correct mistakes, or hard to correct mistakes. So I only do 2 hours a stream. But yeah, thanks for everybody that is here hanging out. Always appreciate it. On Wednesdays, I do a bonus stream that is not model kit building, is usually something else. Okay, so let's figure out how this works. So this one is the front one, and these all look like they go like this. Yes, okay, these go like this. I'm getting it now. This Wednesday, I will be cooking. I will be in the kitchen with Pat, the Prepare with Baer workshop. So I would hope that people will come out on Wednesday for some cooking. Because since I am alone in this house right now, it means that I get to not worry about other people, and if I am disturbing them by being in the kitchen, making a lot of noise. I've been in this room now since Saturday for streaming, although I guess Friday actually, because I did that bonus stream on Friday. And I'm pretty used to the room. As I said, I still have the shadow that I'm going to be dealing with. I got to try to get that get that so we don't have this shadow of my mic stand here. Try to get that taken care of. But other than that, I've been pretty happy with my current setup here. One thing about working and out of this room, I'm not in the bedroom that I normally am in, so that has been great. It is nice to be in this room instead of the bedroom. One downside that I have found is I am now farther away from the bathroom, and I got to get up and walk instead of walking out the door and just being there, which is what my previous setup was. So I am getting. It's like, ugh, it's like not far at all. I'm just being lazy about it. Also, it's been cold here. We got warmer temps today. It was in the 50s. The March of Shame, indeed, Lord Crashington. But yeah, it's been in the 50s now, which is great because we were in the 30s a couple days ago, and it was freezing in here. So that was annoying as hell. So it did warm up some. I was able to go, and I went on a walk today, which was nice just to get out of the house. That is a thing that I am dealing with around here, is just like really don't like the isolation element of it. I've got a Zoom hangout scheduled for tomorrow, and that'll be good because that'll just be some friends and I hanging out and talking mess for a little while. I'm trying to be more active about that, like reaching out to people and scheduling time to get together with them. Because I know that my mental state does benefit greatly from just having some people in my life being around, talking to me and talking to them about things. Like it really does help a lot when there's nobody else in this house. Because right now I'm alone until about the first week in March, and then I will have people around again. But that is, yeah, that is weird. Uh, and since I moved down here, it's not like I have like people. I don't have my people. I have like, okay, wait, that is 8. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like making sure I'm doing this right. Again, I just don't have people. I don't have like a lot of people in my corner. Like I have friends of my parents, and they're nice, but they're my parents' age, not my age. So I'm like, eh. Uh, yeah, I don't have like a local support system. So it does mean that I rely on people. Like I a friend of mine was like, "Hey, do you want to watch like do you want to like be in a Discord with some people? We're going to do like video hangout and I'll watch the Rumble on Saturday." And I was like, "Thank you for this. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for like wanting me to be in on this shit." But no, I'm streaming on Saturday because the Rumble is on Saturday this year, which is very annoying. Because I would have enjoyed being with people. It's fun to watch wrestling with people. Um, it's just annoying. I'm just annoyed by that. They really should. It really should be on Sunday because it would make my life easier. Because I'm not gonna like cancel my stream on Saturday so that I can watch a wrestling show. I'm just gonna watch it that night after, and then also avoid as much as I can people talking on Twitter, and try to just avoid whatever shenanigans are coming out from there. All right, we are going to continue on this. We're going to do a pause for the cause. We're going to talk about ways people can support what I do here, and then we'll get back into building because we still have a lot left on this saucer section. Like we still have a good chunk of this whole thing to do. This back piece, you got more to put on before this goes into here, basically, because that's where it will go eventually. But we've got way more to do before this becomes the whole bottom half thing, the waist portion. Okay, so let's see here. First and foremost, the rocket sled, indeed. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site the emote in chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw those emotes into chat. Let the people know you've got the cool emotes. I would appreciate that. If you are not a subscriber, you don't have to be. All of the things I'm about to mention here, my pause for the cause, my like ad break, all of this stuff is optional. None of this stuff is necessary. I don't require it. I don't demand it, but I do bring it up because I got to keep buying model kits. Got to keep getting model kits so I can keep building model kits. So I mention it, and I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. But yeah, becoming a subscriber is an easy way to support what I do here through using your Prime gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime and you link it with your Twitch, you could do that, and you get that token, or Cash Money. I mentioned we were at 47 out of 50 subscribers. Earlier in the night, we got some bits from Harold, which is always nice. Bits and coins, always appreciated. Also, if you want to join Aristofan and the gift sub leaderboard, you can gift a sub to somebody in the community. And if you want to convert that gifted sub to a regular subscription, well, they won't charge you until your gifted sub is up. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. Again, these are optional things. I'm going to talk about a few optional things, then we'll get back to building. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. Different rewards for the different tiers. I'm not going to go through all of that there. I've talked about that enough, but I've got it. Let's see. I also have a YouTube channel. You can check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Jump in there. It is obviously subscribing is free, and I would encourage you to subscribe. I put out new videos every Wednesday and every other Monday. I've got a bunch of extra stuff going up this month, so check that out over at youtube.com/PatBear. Also, you could join there. I do subscriptions in there. The membership, I should say. It's $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos sent to you on Tuesday, and it's just sent to you. You get a day early. Least I can do. So that is an alternative if you didn't want to go through Patreon or through Twitch. Let's see other ways to support what I do. Direct donations. You could do a direct donation if you didn't want to do a monthly thing. You could do directly. Everything I make through direct donations through AdSense on YouTube and members and memberships on YouTube, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes to me buying model kits. Some of this model kit was purchased with a gift card that I got at Christmas, and the rest of it came from funds from viewers like you, which is rad as hell. Now, I have an Amazon wish list. It's got some equipment. Like Dirty picked up the monitor stand, so now I have 3 monitors running, which is rad, and we thank you for that. But also, I've got an Amazon wish list that has model kits on it. And if you buy something from that list, I'll build it on stream before I build anything else in my backlog. This is like the easiest way to support what I do. I'm just going to rearrange some of this stuff because some of this stuff went down in price, changed in price a little bit here. But I've got Lego sets, I've got model kits, I've got inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, kits that go down in price, kits that have free Amazon shipping, kits that I'm like, why is the Raphael like got $20 shipping fee and almost $30? And why is it on sale at that price? Whatever. And then I've got some gear at the bottom because sometimes you just want to buy me some clear flat spray so that I can spray my kits when I put stickers on it. But you don't have to do that. But you could. Anyway, I got kits on there. Like I said, if you buy something off my wish list, it jumps the queue. I'll build it sooner. Right now, because somebody bought it for me. I don't have it yet, but I do have something coming from my wish list, and it was one of the only 2 kits from Gundam Breaker Battlelog that I haven't built yet. Somebody picked it up, so all I have now is the Quanta left, because somebody picked up the Astray black frame, or red frame inversion, or whatever it's called, and that's coming. I don't know who did that, and when I get it, that'll be the next thing I build after the Zeong, unless there's another thing on my wish list, and then I gotta do a poll for that, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, you buy something there, I shoot a video about it, it jumps the queue, least I can do. Same thing if you buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store, because I know some people don't want to deal with Amazon, but still want to support me. You could buy me a gift card to USA Gundam Store. You send me, you get in your email, a code, and then you send me that code. DM me on Twitter, whisper me here on Twitch. It'll work the same way. I'll shoot a video about the thing, and you can be like, hey, you should build something from this show. Because you should buy another thing from Gundam Age. And I'll like look to see if there's anything I can build that I haven't already. But you can always make a suggestion because you spent money. To support me for free, you could join my Discord. That's an easy way to support what I do here over at Discord. The Bear Cave Discord, put it in the chat there. Also, if you're watching this later on YouTube, look in the show description below the video. You can find all these links. If you're watching the VOD later, just turn on chat and you can find them all in there. Let's see, a couple of video links for you. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I got 2 Pat Bear's Anime Club videos for you to check out. The first one is me talking about Hunter x Hunter and why it's the weirdest shonen. So check that out. And the other Pat Bear's Anime Club video that I'm linking to is you only have till tomorrow, so I'll stop mentioning it after this stream. But I did like a voting guide for the anime awards because I believe voting ends tomorrow. So you can get in there and vote in the anime awards, and then there'll be the results will be up on February 9th. And that night, February 9th, I'll do a stream where I'll talk about the awards. And then Do You Remembaer, my weekly series that I do every Wednesday, where I find an article somewhere. Lately, it's been Wikipedia, but it could be somewhere else. I found an article, read it, and then try to remember everything I can about it and make a video that's entertaining and educational, maybe, but at the very least fun. This one's about Komodo Dragons, which live on Komodo Island, which I did not know. And they live on other islands, too. And they once bit the foot of the then husband of Sharon Stone, and he had to get stitches, but he didn't have to lose the foot because his white shoes and socks might have agitated it. So the zookeeper was like, take your shoes and socks off when you come in. But the guy's presence still agitated the Komodo dragon, and the Komodo dragon bit the dude's foot. And that is at the official Komodo. I mean, it's Wikipedia, but that's in the Wikipedia page, which is fucking funny to me. Anyway, yeah, we talked about that, and now we're going to talk about some manga and some anime. We'll do some manga first. I mean, they're both manhwa, but whatever, you know what I mean. And then we'll talk about some anime. I don't have any water on me. I don't need it, but I can't take a drink of water. But we'll still dramatically transition back to the overhead. That's a dramatic transition right there. I hope you appreciate it. We dramatically transitioned so that we could talk about some. We'll start with some manhwa as we continue to work on this. Put that over there. If you are okay, let's see. There's some undergate on. Let's see on D219 and D220. So we're gonna get some undergating going here. If you are unfamiliar with manhwa, this is Korean comics, and both of these are, which is kind of fun. Neither of these are stories that involve Mirin or any kind of like going to a far off alternate world and dealing with the demon clan or the heavenly kings or anything like that. Um, ooh, that was not the right piece. 19 is this, 20 is that. This piece we'll use later. Um, Honestly, most of this is just dealing with a woman who is a soldier or a knight and is now dealing with the rest of her life. I did not plan to talk about both these stories at the same time. This is just two that I'm currently, one that I'm caught up on and one that I'm slowly getting caught up on because there's a lot of chapters for one of these. But this is the story. Let's see. Let's check for undergating here before we put this in. Our first story is called Marriage and Sword. So, we've got, at the time, she's a young lady and she's got a younger brother, and their house is in ruin. There's no money. So, she sends her brother off to school, and to pay for school, she goes out and becomes a mercenary. She hides her gender and changes her name and goes out just to be a mercenary for hire. And there's a war going on, so she gets conscripted basically like as a mercenary, helping people out, working for kingdom, doing what she needs to do. Along the way, she meets like a couple people who are some of whom are soldiers, some of whom are mercenaries. One is a girl who was also hiding her gender and is found out and is saved, and then they basically make a little mercenary company, and she's like well regarded, does a great job, is well liked, fucking gets the job done. People respect her, and she ends up saving this like well-to-do noble guy who is like harsh, but there's definitely an attraction there. Of course, he doesn't know that that's a lady. And so he's like kind of weirded out by that. It's not like a big deal, but he is like, huh. It's kind of that like, I'm learning something about myself, not like a I'm disgusting myself. But anyway, the war ends, and she's like, I guess I got to go back home. I got to look after my brother. And part of like him coming back home is that he's got to go and get married. And that's gonna be her. So he's already like kind of gruff about this whole thing because he's like, I don't know this lady. I don't know what her deal is. But also, why is she familiar? What's going on? And also, where is this dude who I thought was my friend that maybe I love, which I don't know. I haven't been able to figure out yet. And like, where did he go? That's a big thing of this is like, where did this mercenary go? I thought we were friends. What's happening? There's only 8 chapters of this so far. I've liked it. I've wanted them to like get into the part where like, is he never gonna know? Because I don't know if I like that part of the story. The like, he's like basically like trying to track his friend down and it being a complete fucking asshole about it. Like, I'm supposed to like this guy and he sucks. But I think he sucks because the love of his life is like who he's just coming to terms with the fact that is a gentleman has disappeared. And so he's like really fucking feeling weird about it. But I don't like this dude. I like her. I think she's great. Because she's not putting up bullshit. She's like, yeah, this is a marriage of convenience, but like, whatever. Let's sign a contract. Like, this is a business transaction. And he is very fucking put off by her being like strong. And they're like, well, where were you all these years? And she's like, I was working in another country. Don't ask about my business. But yeah, it for the most part, it's pretty interesting. Uh, I'm gonna keep reading it. I don't know. I don't know if I recommend it. I think it needs like I need the story to start moving. I need like their relationship to develop more. And I don't know if we're gonna get that uh, to a satisfactory place. But I'm gonna keep watching it for now because I think there's something interesting there. And then I'll talk to you about Truthfully. They only remembered her, which is a weird title. Um, and this is another story about a woman who was a knight and is now retired. But in this case, everybody knew she was a woman. Um, and it was not a secret. She was not pretending to be anybody. But she was a high-ranking knight and apparently fucking beloved. Everybody was psyched about her, and they are fucking devastated and confused when she disappears. When she, after the war is over, she started as a soldier or as a knight when she was 15, and this is 14 years later. She is just like, or not four. No, she started as a knight when she was 15. It's 10 years later, but she had been training for a few years. Uh, she basically is just like, hey, I'm gonna retire on my great pension, and I'm gonna go reunite with my younger brother, who I haven't seen in 14 years. Um, I've been sending money and letters, and he sends some letters now and again. He got a job. I want to go find out what's going on with that and see my brother, who I haven't seen. So she's like, I'm out. Thank you very much, the Duke that took her in and gave her a last name so that she could serve as a knight. And it's like, seems to be a good dude and looked out for her. She's like, thanks so much. And you know, he's like, how can you leave like this? Uh, don't you think everyone will be sad about it? And she's just like, no one's gonna forget a night, you know, after the war. Uh, like I'm not gonna just hang out. She like rejects like a noble title. You know, they were gonna give her land and a job, and she's just like, no. I don't want any of that. I'm out. Well, as I mentioned, everybody is fucking devastated about this. The head of the knights is like, what happened? Uh, the the crown prince, because she like protected him for a while, is like, no, that I was gonna make her noble so that eventually she could be by my side. And like, what? And all these dudes are like mad, real mad about it. They're all fucking like, there's a priest because apparently in this country like priests can get married and like they spent some time together, uh and he's just like, people are like have been pushing for him to get married, and he was like, well, I just assumed it'd be her. There's the like head magician of the country, the mage, that is like searching, and everybody's just like trying to fucking find this lady. And some of them are like, I just want to know she's okay, and some of them are like, I want to know why, and then some are like, no, I'm bringing her back. Like, you know, I don't accept this. So it's part of it is people trying to track her down, find out what's going on with her, and then the other part of it, which I very much enjoy, is people. It's her like reconnecting with her brother, um, getting into some issues with some people, having to use like her new family name to like fix some shit, but also like just getting out there beating up a dude that like was gonna try to set like the bookstore that she's working in on fire. But it's sweet to see her reunite, and then also the dudes that come through, like she's in a dress, she's not in her uniforms, and it's all these people who like, some of them are like definitely aware that they're like, oh yeah, I have feelings for this lady, that's why I'm here, and others that are like, oh shit, I miss her. Weird. But it is a funny thing. Like the thing about it that doesn't work for me is the fact that she was so oblivious to the idea that all of these dudes were clearly in love with her, or even if she didn't know that, like, well, now you fucking know, lady. Like, these dudes are lost without you and devastated that you left, and like, yeah, of course they want you back, like, in their lives. They took you for granted. But it's very funny that she was like, yeah, no one's gonna miss me, and it's like, come on, all these fucking dudes miss you. Um, how many chapters am I in on this? Let me see. I think there's like a bunch of chapters for this, so I'm gonna take a quick gander here. Oh yeah, I'm in chapter 27 of this, and there are 63. So I've got a ways to read, and when I tell you, I'm going to keep reading it because I am enjoying it right now. That this has been a pleasurable reading experience. I'm liking it a lot. So I'm going to keep reading. Truthfully, they only remembered her. Uh, yeah, I'm liking it so much. Like, look, if you like people getting put in their fucking place that deserve that shit, there's some of that in this. You get some of that of like, oh, this dude, like, these people took advantage of her for all these years, not realizing that she's like legitimately hot shit, and now they are fucked. And there's a lot of people just being like, oh, this dude is trying to be a noble in this area, and he's been pushing people around, uh, and then he messes with her and he messes with her brother first, and then he messes with her, and he's just like, yeah, have her arrested. It's just like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work, dude. Sorry. The count is here, and he's the one in charge of your, like, he's the one looking over your application. Uh, yeah, dude will not be fucking pleased with your shit. So there's a lot of that, a lot of comeuppance, which is fun. It's kind of like the overpowered main character trope that is very fun, although it is just like instant karma for assholes, uh, which is pleasant. It is, I would say, a good time. And so that's the manga I've been reading, and now I'll tell you about the anime I've been checking out. Just one story, and this is the last episode of my Dress Up Darling that I will be watching. If you have been interested in this anime, that is me talking negatively about it, should not hinder you. If you like what you have watched so far, continue watching and enjoy. It's just too fucking horny for me. It is just way too horny a story. Like, look, did I expect it to be kind of horny? It is a story about a guy making cosplay costumes for an attractive girl and then figuring out like their friendship and more question mark. So I knew that it would be kind of horny, but it is fucking really horny, and I am just not interested in that. Uh, just it doesn't feel like, oh, these are real characters who also have a sexuality to them. It does feel like, hey, here's another excuse for this character to be very comfortable with their own semi-nudity. And it just feels like it doesn't feel like a natural thing, and because it's partly because it's a comedy, it just doesn't work for me. Uh, okay, Retro Zone is here, raiding with a party of 10. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome to the old Build With Baer. Happy to have you here. Let me get this part connected, and then I'll chat with you all for a second. Hi, I'm Pat Bear. I build model kits and Lego sets, and then occasionally I play other things. We're working on the Zeong Real Grade. We have completed so far the head and the chest. Does the head remove because it's got rockets like in the anime? Yes, it does. So you can climb in the cockpit there and take off in the head, which is a ridiculous thing. Is there movement here and a lot of rockets that move around? Yes, because it's a real grade. We've been working on the waist, the skirt, the launching platform. We've been working on that. We are almost ready to connect these two parts together. And then we're going to panel line all of this. I'm thinking I might want to panel line these in two sections right now. I could have panel lined as I was going, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm really liking it. I did get a question about real grades here. Oh, throwing in the old Pat Bear as a minifig. I like that. I did a question about this before, and it is treating me very well. We're gonna panel line this, and I think we'll start with it in segments because it'll connect together. We'll do the bottom here. Will anyone ever see these? I don't know. I might want to do the thing like there's a photo you can do where it's like kind of like flying, and I might want to do that. I don't know. I'm not gonna do all of the detailing in here. I'm just gonna do it light because as again, this is the bottom here. So I'm just gonna give this a little bit of brown. We are doing the quick and dirty method where I am just gonna kind of hit all of these lines here as best I can and then clean them up with a marker or with an eraser. But yeah, I'm not gonna do every detail here on the rockets. Because I could, but that feels very overkill. So really, all I'm going to do is hit the black marker here on all this gray. I've never used markers. I like them. I like markers a lot. I know I didn't do this at first. This was like a couple of years ago. I started getting into them. It really does help a lot. Like even if you just get a black marker for like, even if you just want to use black on gray on white. Often on white I use gray marker. But even if you just want to get a black marker and just hit some of these panel lines, it doesn't show up too great on stream, but in person you can really see the difference. It really does give it more of a like a manga or a comic feel. It really does like brighten up some kits. I would say on real grades the detail is already really good, but for like a high grade, if you're building high grades, ooh, a marker in a high grade takes a okay kit into a good kit. It really does, I think, add a lot to it. Especially because you're already, using stickers on a high grade to kind of mask some stuff anyway. It really can. Just yeah, make a kit shine like gold, like the gold and yellow. Putting some black on there, like on the head of a kit. Ooh, that can really make it look nice. I don't think it's necessary, and I didn't do it for years, but I now I don't think I could go back from it. I think I want to do every kit. Um, it's also it also is just like you just do it and then it just looks good, which is fucking great. You just like do it. Like I said, I'm doing this half-assed and I'm just taking an eraser. You could use a tissue or a Q-tip and do this. I like using these kind of like high polymer erasers because it's just easy to hit a large area really fast. And you just clean up, and then all the marker is left is what was in the grooves there, into the panels. Your last model was an RX-782. I decided to hand paint everything. It was a decision that I'm living with. Yeah, I don't do any painting, like hand painting. I don't do any of that. I know plenty of people that do like airbrushing and hand painting, and that rules. It's just not my thing. And also, it would be hand painting I could do on stream. Airbrushing I certainly couldn't do on stream. That would just not work out here. I'd have to like set up in the garage or something to get proper ventilation. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is again, this is the quick and dirty method. There are pens that like you like press the tip in and the ink comes out and it like fills the line. I've never used those. I'm interested in those, but I've never used those. Those seem cool and would probably be easier. But yeah, again, I'm just hitting all of the line marks. Again, this is the back of the kit. We're probably not going to see this too much, but I do like to take photos, so why not? And also, I think it's just going to look cool. It's easy as well. I was kicking myself when I first started doing this that I hadn't been doing it before that I just never gotten around to panel lining because I was like, oh, it wasn't hard. I could have been doing this. What am I doing? Yeah, it totally does. Especially on like this gray, like putting this black on this gray. Some colors aren't gonna pop too much. But you're more yeah, you're more vibrant like things like I don't know, like hitting like a nice light blue. If you got a light blue or the purple, if we get any of the purple pieces here, that will really just brighten up the whole thing. And we'll just hit these here. This teal. Yeah, I enjoy it. All right. Well, we got some time left in the stream. We're going to go till probably 11 p.m. So now's a great time to chat with we got some new friends coming in. Got some friends that have been here hanging out with us tonight, which is always nice. Um, uh, what are y'all watching? What are y'all playing? What are you checking out? What's going on with you? I already mentioned my disappointment that I can't watch the Royal Rumble live because it's going to be this Saturday and I will be streaming. But I do plan to watch that after the fact. And I'm saying I'm playing boring video games. Like, it's not boring. Like, there's nothing boring about it. It just, there's nothing exciting for me to talk to you about that, like, hey, I'm still playing Halo Infinite and I'm still liking it. And I am worried though, because some of my core crew are already like trying out other things. Now, one of them was trying out something and is already back, so that is great. But one of them is like playing that the new game that's Left 4 Dead in space. I forget the name of it. It's got an A in it. But I have a couple people I know have been checking that out in early access. But they're already back to playing Halo with us, which is great. Because not that they're super comparative, just that it's like you can only really play. Yes, Anacrusis. Thank you, Lashbrook. The Anacrusis. I should know the name of it. Um, but yeah, I had a couple people in our crew were checking that out, but they're back already. They're like, oh, I'm gonna keep my eyes on it. Um, but it's been fun to have people playing Halo. It's weird to be playing so much Halo, but I was really honestly, it's just like I just play with friends. I barely play anything with randos, and it's fun to like play. It's fun to have a Halo game with some friends. It's been a long time since I had that. That where people really wanted to play. So that has been nice. That has been a nice like thing. So I'm trying to keep that going because we basically like some of us came back for Blood because some of us played a lot of Left 4 Dead together. But that I didn't really enjoy Back for Blood. I didn't really like the progression system. I didn't like the card system. I didn't get into it. Some of my friends did. I just didn't. And I haven't tried Anacrusis. I have not tried that out. I was looking to see if a lot of the people that I play with were interested in trying that out. And we might eventually become a thing that more of us play. But right now, we're I think hanging out in Halo. Halo's gonna stay our game of choice, and I'm excited about that plan because I liked it. I just like playing it. All right. We'll get a little in here. I should have done this purple bit here earlier because it is you can see it. So I should have panel lined this sooner, but I didn't. Should have done that. I can take it apart if I want to, but I don't want to. I might on my own time do that. Anyway, let me know in the chat, folks, if you're playing any video games, if you're getting anything, if there's any media that you're like, oh, I'm in rereading this, or I'm watching this, or I'm in a marathon of this show, or have you watched this thing? Like, yeah, always like to hear from you, hear what you're into, because sometimes it's something that I'm like, ooh, I'll watch that, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, that sounds not like nothing that I want to do, but I hope you're enjoying it. Uh, but yeah, like I read comics. I shot a video and read some manga today. That was kind of my day. Outside of I went for a walk because the weather it's back into 50 degrees instead of like the 30s. So back to 50. I was happy to have that. So I went for a nice long walk today, clear my head out, get a little exercise in. Um, but yeah, I haven't really been doing a whole lot else. Lastbrook says, spent time to catch up on Boba Fett and Demon Slayer. Yeah, I need to catch up on Demon Slayer. This season hasn't really been doing it for me. I think the comedy is too goofy. I mean, it's always goofy, but it's feeling a little too goofy for me. I don't know. It's still good. I just haven't been watching it weekly. Um, Lord Crashton says we got more snow today, so that was fun. Not. I'm sure that is not to have more snow. I mean, us having freezing rain and it being in the 30s here was ridiculous. I'm fine with it, but Oh, it's big fight time now. Okay, Lashbrook. Yeah, I gotta get caught up on that shit. Um, I've mostly just been watching my isekais because they've been good. Uh, I am looking to pick up. I am going to try that girl that wants to wear a sailor uniform at school show because I've heard good things about that. So I'm going to try that. I don't know. Um, oh, last break. Yeah, you were doing a Kurosawa rewatch. Yeah. Excuse me. Uh, High and low. It's still so good. Well, great. I'm glad you enjoyed your rewatch. I'm glad it's going well for you. All right. So we got to connect this part here. Fit it tightly as it'll go. So we're connecting all of this. So now we got our platform here. You know, it allows some movement, which is cool. Got a little some movement in there. And then, hey, Drun45 is following. Thank you for the follow. And also, Flip Flop Slap Fight is raiding. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate that very much. Just watched both Wayne Worlds and the 3 of the Ninja Turtle live action movies. That's very fun. Hello, welcome. Flip Flop Slap Fight, thanks for coming on the raid. You're here just in time for us to we're not body complete because we still got the big old hands, but we now have finished the waist, you know, the rocket platform of our Zeong, and then we put the body in there. You can see the heart shaped bottom part of there, and all our big old rockets, our nonsensical rocket friend. Your ramen boy followed. Thank you very much. It is wild. This is a weird kit, and I really enjoy it. Like the head is on purpose removes because the idea is that it can be, you know, it has a cockpit in the head and can launch out, and the fact that it's got like big hands and no legs, but also why does a model kit like why does a mobile suit have legs? It doesn't need them if it's in space. So this is just the weirdest thing. So let's see. What do we do next? Are we going to do the base? Or are we going to do the hands? We're doing the arms next. Again, this kit does have like 3 stands, which is ridiculous. So eventually we will build the bases, the stands for it. Maybe we should just build one before we build the hands and the shoulders. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Lord Crashton's been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon. Did a series of side quests where I bought a dude pocket tissues because he kept using public toilets and had no toilet paper. Yep, that sounds like the game in the side quest. Yeah, let's build like one of the stands here. That'll just be easier to display this kit as we're going. So we'll build one of the stands. Let's see. I can never stop thinking about Valentine's themed paint job someone did based on the fact that the bottom is heart shaped. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That is a fun one. Because everything in anime grows slightly more powerful the more human like it is. Jerome, that's a very good, actually legitimately very good point. Yes, they do get stronger as they look more and more humanoid. You're not wrong. I feel like this one is one of the kits that might have a lot fewer parts. Well, so it is. It's one of those things where you're like, it is a real grade, so it is very fucking detailed. Like if this is a high grade, it would just be like rocket, rocket, rocket piece, you know, whatever. But this is still pretty damn like this is still a pretty hefty waist. Like I don't know, it is detailed as far as that goes. But I do love that it has 3. It comes with 3 stands. Because it wants you to connect them together. Basically, it comes with 3 so that you can, if you wanted to, have the hands shoot out on wires. So we're going to build a stand for this just because I think it makes a lot more sense to do that. All my stand parts. It'll just be easier to display. There's so much. Yes. It's got so many rockets and so much going on here. And then even like this other rocket could come out here and like shoot off that way. It's got a lot going on that you'll never see, because that's why some people like to display it like this. So you can see from the back there. But yeah, this thing's got a lot going on. which is why I think for the rest of the stream we'll build a stand for it so that we can, like I said, we're not going to do the 3, we're just going to do the 1. But we'll get this, yeah, like I said, it comes with a bunch of this shit. So we'll do the base unit, which is 4. We're skipping ahead for the arms, but like I just want to have it on something. I just think that will make more sense. We'll just do that. We'll need 7. Also, these are in gray, which I think is nice. I do have this, like a lot of these kind of stands in black. I actually have it behind me, or there. It's basically this kind of 1/4 scale in black, but it'll be nice to have this in this color here. Yeah, we'll do 7 because that'll be good. But yeah, let's see. Again, my next stream after this will be on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll be my cooking stream, so please come and check that out. I will be preparing a couple fun things, some sausage balls and twice baked potatoes. It's a nice, easy enough to follow along. The recipe will be in the show description after the stream is done so that people can try it out. I made today a meatloaf based on a previous recipe I've done. I've actually cut down on the breadcrumbs in it, and I think that's the right way to go. I think I was using probably too many breadcrumbs, and it would have been better if it had been like a lower quality meat than like if I was doing like less than 80-20, if I was doing like 75-25, or 70-30, then the breadcrumbs would be necessary. But at this point, I'm like, I don't need all these breadcrumbs. My wife makes twice baked potatoes every year for Christmas Eve dinner. Nice. Yeah, I haven't done them in a while, but they're like pretty. They're way simpler than people think. I just get the impression. And I'm all about doing comfort food when I do like cooking streams. I'm all about just being like, let's get some really good food in there that, like, like I said, anybody can do. The sausage balls are going to be really easy to reheat. They're going to be very tasty. I think people are, they're just going to be a crowd pleaser. You can make them for parties if you're going to that, or just have them in the freezer and just be like, and package them up and like whatever, and then just like, oh shit, I forgot somebody's coming over, in a world where that happens. You'd be like, oh shit, I'm a host. Oh no, what do I do? And you'd be like, oh wait, no, I got sausage balls in there. I'm good. I know exactly what I'm doing. Everything is okay. All right, so this is going to go on like this. We're going to build basically the same thing, but slightly different. 24, right? Yeah. Just build this base, nice and easy. But yeah, I'll be doing that on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, because I have the house to myself, so I can be in the kitchen and make a lot of noise, and I won't be disturbing anyone, which is the problem when I am, which is why I don't do it more often, is because otherwise I would be making a lot of noise and bumming out my family. I don't want to do that. So 24 and 25, great. And then I need 17 and 18. Great. One of these days, I'm going to get like really nice display stands, not the ones that you can just get that are very inexpensive. I'll get really nice ones, but maybe even like metal stands. But for my purposes right now, these are perfectly adequate, totally fine. As long as it can hold it and keep it standing up, that's all I need. But yeah, we'll get this done, and then. So yeah, cooking stream on Wednesday. Then Thursday we will work on the arms. I'm imagining the arms are going to take all of Thursday, if not into Saturday. That is my guess. Yeah, Lashbrook, you can get the die-cast metal stands. The bases are metal, and then it's very similar to these, but they're third party. They're not made by Bandai, but they work for model kits. I used to have them in New York, and as you might imagine, they're very fucking sturdy. Oops, so I didn't do this right. Yeah, they can be, they can take can really hold up a kit. Um, they're not necessary, but I did like having them. All right, so then this is going to go in like this, and then we'll just find a good spot. We'll see if this is enough to hold this up. And, oh, actually, I don't know how this looks in. That's important to know. Ah. So F1 will be the connector we want. We could connect it to this part back here to do the flying thing. But we're going to get F1, which is this, and we'll just use this. I was like, there's got to be a connector here because I don't see a spot for this. That is the nice thing about a lot of the high grade like Gundams is that they all just have a peg in the bottom to put it in. You don't need an adapter. You don't have to go find your adapter that is specially made just for that kit. But that is not the case with this. This has a specially made adapter. Yeah, so it's gonna go there. Let's see if we can lift that up. Is that gonna work? Yeah, that'll work. Great. So he's got to lift this up here, and then it'll go. And then it's hanging over it. It's like it's not even on the stand. Like, look at this. Look at the difference here. It's just like it really does need the other two like in front of it to make it not look like unbelievably top heavy. Uh, it really, I really wants the three stands, but this is enough to at least have it like elevated off the ground. Let's see. I wonder if I can put that there. Let's like make it lower. Yeah, like that maybe. That worked better. Oops. It keeps coming off, so I might as well just let's see. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's better, maybe. It's still ridiculous. Oh yeah. Oh, I could, yeah. I mean, well, if I turn the, like, that's not gonna work. Oh, like, are you saying like this maybe? Oh, I could do that. Then I could do like, yeah, I could do like this. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Hmm. Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't know if this is the way to do it like this. But there's enough movement in the front that I can make it so it doesn't look like it's tilted back too far. And that might work. I don't know. I got to play around with it, but I think this is how I'm going to have it. At the very least, it's now on a stand, which is good. And that is going to do it for us tonight. We are going to continue this again on Thursday, as I said, but the next stream will be on Wednesday, and it will be a cooking stream. So come for that. For everybody that came in through the raids, or just because you saw the name on there, or because you know me, yeah, how much you want to see the support arm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday night. My next stream will be, again, Wednesday cooking, Thursday back here working on the arms for this kit. So I hope you'll come and check that out. If you haven't already, go ahead and give me a follow. I appreciate that, so you know when I'm streaming next. I stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 9 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern, usually a little before 11 we wrap up, with Wednesdays being a stream also at 9 p.m. where I just do something else, whatever that ends up being. We are going to go and raid. I don't know if we're going to raid a model kit builder. Sometimes we do raid my friend Jordan, who is a model kit builder there, but sometimes we just find somebody else who's just doing something cool that we want to go see. Generally West Coast people, because then I know they'll be still streaming. We're gonna raid. I think we're gonna raid Mary Kish because I don't think we've raided Mary in a while, and Mary is just a good person. So we're gonna go give Mary a raid. She's great. I don't know what Cyber Shadow is, but I'm sure it's fun. if not frustrating, because Mary seems to play a lot of games where she's like having a great time and then also mad. Um, oh yeah, this thing looks cool. Oh, that's a ninja. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna watch Mary play this. Um, because that looks fucking dope. So feel free to come along on this raid as we go hang out with Mary and her crew. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the raiders for sticking around. And I hope you have a great night. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.